France has predicted a sudden fall and a young captain is standing his ground. A hidden alliance is fighting to rewrite the future of the entire continent. You're welcome. You're watching the Global Observer tonight. There is a wild diplomatic storm hitting the airwaves right now. This news is shaking the halls of global power from Paris to West Africa. A top French politician just made a shocking public claim about the future of Mali and its neighbors. He is no other person but Bruno Fuks. He is a busy deputy in the French National Assembly. He does not just host a regular radio show, he votes on real laws. He helps run the government. He has a direct line to the people who make big foreign policy choices for France. Fox went on a morning news broadcast to drop a total bombshell. He openly said that the current government in Mali is in a spot of extreme weakness. He claims it only has a few short days or weeks left to live. Then he went even further. He said the fall of the regime in Mali is bound to happen very soon. He predicts a total collapse within a matter of weeks or months. This is a massive claim that caught the eye of every major global watcher. This bold prediction is not just about one single country. It targets a giant project for black independence. If Mali falls, it means a massive political plan is totally finished. Mali is part of a special group called the Alliance of the Sahel State, which is the AES that you know about. This group includes Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. They joined hands to build a strong shield against outside control. They also want total freedom for their local people. Experts even say that you cannot have this alliance without its key founders. If a new government takes over in Mali, it will likely be very friendly to Paris. That will kill the whole dream of the AES. Fox is basically telling the world that this great African project will die in a few weeks. But here is the catch. Western media outlets have been singing this exact same song for a very long time. They have been praying for the fall of this government for years. If you look back at the record, you see the same old pattern repeating itself over and over again. The mainstream press has built a long habit of predicting an instant collapse that never actually comes. Dear viewers, let us look at the hard facts. Back in November 2025, major newspapers ran big headlines asking if Mali was about to fall to Al-Qaeda. They said the country was on the absolute brink of a total collapse. They claimed that armed groups were about to overrun every single town. But guess what? The government did not fall. Then came a massive and violent attack on April 25, 2026. This was a dark day. Armed rebels and radical groups launched a joint offensive. The main goal of that attack was to topple the state and eliminate its top leaders. They even targeted the home of the president. It was a very close call. In the very first hour of the fighting, Western media was already predicting the end of the regime. They treated it like a done deal, but the local defense forces stood strong. The government survived the night and the plan failed. When a big plan keeps missing its goal, it looks a lot like a music artist who cannot stick to a release date. Think of these constant predictions like a music star trying to drop a new album. First, they tell their fans the album is coming out in November 2025, the date arrives, but nothing happens, so they push it back to April 2026. That date passes through and there is still no album. Now, they are pushing it back again to the end of 2026 or early 2027. They keep moving the goalposts because their predictions keep failing in the real world. The government is supposedly going to fall any minute now, but the clock just keeps ticking. While They wait. The French government is now suggesting a very strange backup plan. Fuks is openly saying that Mali should open up talks to bring these radical armed groups right into the local political system. The new suggestion from Paris is a total twist that reveals a deep double standard in global politics. Fuks wants Mali to start talks for a quick transition period of 3 to 6 months. He says a mystery military officer should take over, but it cannot be the current leader. Then he says the country must hold fast elections and let the radical groups join the government. You cannot trust a plan that pushes for something you would never accept for yourself. If you want to help lead a nation, you need to show up and show that you can actually build things. The groups that France wants to build into the government have only shown a talent for causing heavy damage. They have spent over 10 years blowing up schools, tearing down local health clinics, and also destroying vital water and energy plants. That is a lot for just a little population trying to survive. They blocked key trade routes and stopped food from reaching regular families. They create complete chaos. Think of it. On the other side, the current leaders have a real track record of building things up. For example, they recently stood up to foreign mining companies and brought over $1 billion back into the local state treasury. This big fight is now reaching the highest levels of global debate. Just a few days ago, on May 20, 2026, the United Nations Security Council held a major meeting at its headquarters in New York City. The main topic was how to protect regular civilians during armed conflicts, and the Alliance of the Sahel State sent a top representative to stand up and speak for the people of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. China was running the presidency of the council for the month. The African representative walked up to the microphone and delivered a very powerful message. He did not hold back. He told the global community that his people have been fighting a brutal war against terrorism and violent extremism for more than 10 years. But he dropped a major truth bomb that made the entire room to go quiet. The words spoken at the United Nations exposed a dark web of foreign support behind the local chaos. The African representatives started clearing that these radical groups are not acting alone. He openly accused foreign state sponsors of backing the violence under the table. He explained how these outside forces are responsible for the tragic deaths of thousands of innocent women and children. That was sad. Sad enough. The local defense forces are putting their lives on the line. They are doing that every day to protect the most vulnerable citizens. And despite the heavy pressure, the combined military forces of the three alliance nations are working day and night, relentlessly. They are standing as a strong wall to protect children, women, and the elderly from these brutal attacks. The representative paid a deep and emotional tribute to these brave soldiers who are making the ultimate sacrifice for their homeland. But he also pointed out another major enemy in this fight. He called out the heavy media campaign coming from wealthy Western nations. He said certain big press or organizations have become nothing more than loudspeakers for foreign propaganda. They work hard to twist the fact, tell lies, and also ruin the good reputation of the local African soldiers who are doing the real work on the ground. There is a loud silence in the Western press when it comes to the real victories, especially those won by these African nations. The representatives noted that these outside news channels stay completely quiet when the local forces win a big battle. They never report on the daily success against the forces of instability. He called this unfair coverage a form of media terrorism that hurts regular populations. I also put it to you, what do you think about it? He demanded an immediate end to the lies. The Alliance of Sahel States used the UN stage to formally denounce the hidden goals of certain powerful member states. He said that their ultimate plan is to bring back the old colonial system and take away the hard-won freedom of these sovereign nations. But he told the world that the people of the Sahel are standing tall, they are united, and completely determined to protect their land and their people. Now, the ultimate goal of this global game is very clear, and it is all about who gets to control the wealth of the land. When you look at the big picture, the radical groups are just tools. They are tools in a much larger chess match. When they destroy local equipment and weaken the state, they are doing the dirty work for outside actors. A broken economy makes a country easy to control. In the past, these nations had to rely entirely on foreign aid and loans from Western banks. And if you've been following us, I know you've been going through this news. The tight bond between the regular people and the new leaders is creating a powerful shield against outside pressure. And as the leadership proudly declared, this new alliance belongs completely to all African people who want real freedom and self-reliance. There has been an overflow. The road ahead is still full of heavy challenges. It is undeniable. The security situation remains very tense and the local climate can be very harsh. And outside powers will likely keep trying to destabilize the region through secret plots and coup attempts, but the strong support of the local citizens is keeping the national focus locked on hard work, production, and unity. So, the Global Observer thanks you. In fact, we thank you for trusting the Global Observer to bring you the raw facts behind the massive headline with high quality energy and zero bias. So do us a favor. Do you think the new African alliance can survive this heavy global pressure? How should neighboring countries react to this bold new era of total self-reliance? Let us know what you think sincerely in the comment section below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. Share this urgent analysis across your digital platforms and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out on any frontline analysis or broadcasts or even breaking news. This is a Global Observer, and we wish that you stay united for Africa. I'll see you in the next broadcast. It is a goodbye for now.